Ejo ya me wa ye mi doso. Enwo ma ye wa kwen na mo. It's for us and nation is why ye doso. Why ye kata ya boneso. Why ye na mai shira. It's for us and nation is why ye doso. Why ye say why ye kata ya boneso. Why ye na mai shira. It's for us and nation is why ye doso. Ejo ya me why ye doso. And what my and what queen mo. It's for us and nation is why ye doso. Ejo ya me why ye doso. And what my and what queen mo. It's for us and nation is why ye doso. Why ye say why ye kata ya boneso. My shira, it's for us and nation is why ye doso. Why ye say why ye kata ya boneso. My shira, it's for us and nation is why ye doso. Asafu ye o anene. walking in the light of God. Oh, walk, oh, Hallelujah, the Lord is mine. The Lord is good. Forevermore, the Lord is mine. Believe in the Lord is good. Forever. On the mountain, in the valley, on the land, and in the sea. On the mountain, in the valley, on the land, and in the sea. Hallelujah, the Lord is my portion in the land of the living. The Lord is good. Forevermore, the Lord is mine. The land of the living. The Lord is good. Forevermore. So wonders. So wonders. He says the truth. So wonders. So wonders. He says the truth. He butter my fresh. So wonders. He says the truth. He butter my fresh. So wonders. He butter my fresh. So wonders. He says the truth. He butter my fresh. Some of what you should do now, why not in a mailbox? Some of what you should do now. Some of what you should do now, why not in a mailbox? Some of what you should do now. Mr. Say, oh, they want to mama now. Say, oh, they want to mama now. Say, oh, they want to mama now. Say what they want to mama now. What they obey, what they obey, what they obey. Amen, amen, amen. Let's all have our seats. 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 So we'll invite Auntie Regina to introduce our speaker for today.
Come JY YPG. Okay, thank you all for coming. Please, we are blessed to have a special guest with us today. And our special guest is very special. Her name is Dr. Gladys Mamlakah Setoji. And she's a clinical psychologist with the Career and Counseling Center of the University of Ghana. And she's also a lecturer at the Department of Psychology at University of Ghana. She holds a PhD in guidance and counseling and an MPhil in clinical psychology and 2 honor degrees. One in psychology and the other in, yes, she's not a small woman. And the other in psychometry. Please, let's give it up for Madam Gladys Mamlakah Setoji to lead our discussion today.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. I understand that a video will be played. You better video binti. You share video ni via na afe. Yinina ya chira ya adwen ewo video na you better no. So after we finish watching the video, we'll have a discussion. Wo ba kwa video fio ke wo gbe na be wo discussions here, video. One thing crying, so be a bit in crying. Into the market tree, I can cry, I can profit. Into your bit. Higher price before it. You're multilingual. Into Obi Betiara. Thank you.
Jesus! Hey, Dave, come, there's something very important I want to bring to your notice. Come now.
Hey, I don't understand. Was that your mom? She just bites into the room without knocking. While we're making love, babe. Your mother just walked into the room without doesn't she have courtesy? I can take everything from her, but not this one. Not this one, babe. I cannot take this one.
Calm down.
What's that?
She said there's an emergency. Let's hear her out, okay?
The emergency that cannot wait. Does she want to see us naked? Is that the plan?
Calm down.
I can't take this one. I cannot take this. Jesus!
Hey, Dave, come, there's something very important I want to bring to your notice. Come now.
Babe, I don't understand. Was that your mom? She just bites into the room without knocking. While we're making love, babe. Your mother just walked into the room without doesn't she have courtesy? I can take everything from her, but not this one. Not this one, babe. I cannot take this one.
Calm down.
What's that?
She said there's an emergency. Let's hear her out, okay?
The emergency that cannot wait. Does she want to see us naked? Is that the plan?
Calm down.
I can't take this one. I cannot take this.
Mama, what is it? What's the emergency?
It's about that land. Mama Ify just called me that when she was going to the market, she saw some men pointing hands as if they were pricing that land. That our land at the junction.
Mama, this is emergency that could not wait.
Wait. It cannot wait.
This was the reason why you barged into me and my wife making out. By this time of the night,
I can barge into your room at any time. You dare not, Mama. You dare not barge into my room at any time.
What do you mean by you can barge into my room at any time?
Do you want to break my head?
Mama, I will break it if need be.
Dave, are you hearing your wife?
You barge into my room when me and my husband were having a moment. You just open the door. You knock. And you hear coming. You wait for a response whenever you knock.
Why can you arrange that? You feel I cannot come into the room at any time.
Mama, you want to barge into me and my husband naked? Bare-bodied.
I don't beg to him. I saw him naked. I begged him. Even I have daughters like him. So what is the big deal?
He's grown up now, Mama. He is grown. He's a man. He's my husband.
All that you have been doing all these years has not brought anything. Since you know how to do it, why have you not given birth to so many children all these years?
Mama, because I am not God. I am not God that gives children. God gives children. He has not given me yet.
Why hasn't he given you? Dave, we need to fast and pray.
Babe. Babe! Your mother is leaving this night. She has to go. She has to leave this house. I cannot continue like this.
can you
Babe, I
calm down?
cannot.
Can you calm down? Can you calm down?
I am not coming down. I said your mother has to go. You're telling me to calm down. Calm down as in how? She has to leave this night.
Babe, can you calm down?
This house cannot contain me and her.
Can you calm
She
down?
has to go.
Can you go? Just calm
I
down.
cannot calm down. Why are you asking me to calm down? Did you see what you did? I should calm down for what? I don't get it. Okay!
Previously.
Jesus!
Dave, come, there's something very important I want to bring to your notice. Come now.
Dave, I don't understand. Was that your mom? She just wiped into the room without knocking. While we're making love, babe, your mother just walked into the room without. Doesn't she have courtesy? I can take everything from her, but not this one. Not this one, babe. I cannot take this one.
Calm down.
What's that?
She said there's an emergency. Let's hear her out, okay?
The emergency that cannot wait. Don't you want to see us naked? Is that the plan?
Calm down.
I can't take this, so I cannot take this.
Mama, what is it? What's the emergency?
It's about that land. Mama Ify just called me that when she was going to the market, she saw some men pointing hands as if they were pricing that land. That our land at the junction.
Mama, this is emergency that could not wait.
Wait. It cannot wait.
Jesus!
Dave, come, there's something very important I want to bring to your notice. Come now.
A bonus one. So we want you to watch the video and then we'll have the discussion. Per se, yen shena yen hunde wa video ne yeti ase sene Dr. Baha nomna ye discussion na akwa no one nti you see our video now you're ready. So without much ado, we
Jesus!
Dave, come, there's something very important I want to bring to your notice. Come now.
Babe, I don't understand. Was that your mom? She just wiped into the room without knocking. While we're making love, babe, your mother just walked into the room without. Doesn't she have courtesy? I can take everything from her, but not this one. Not this one, babe. I cannot take this one.
Calm down.
What's that?
She said there's an emergency. Let's hear her out, okay?
The emergency that cannot wait. Don't you want to see us naked? Is that the plan?
Calm down.
I can't take this, so I cannot take this.
Mama, what is it? What's the emergency?
It's about that land. Mama Ify just called me that when she was going to the market, she saw some men pointing hands as if they were pricing that land. That our land at the junction.
Mama, this is emergency that could not wait.
Wait. It cannot wait.
This was the reason why you barged into me and my wife making out. By this time of the night,
I can barge into your room at any time.
You dare not, Mama. You dare not barge into my room at any time. What do you mean by you can barge into my room at any time?
Do you want to break my head?
Mama, I will break it if need be.
Dave, are you hearing your wife?
You barge into my room when me and my husband were having a moment. You just open the door. You knock. And you hear coming. You wait for a response whenever you knock.
Why can you barge in that? You feel I cannot come into the room at any time.
Mama, you want to barge into me and my husband naked? Bare-bodied.
I don't beg to him. I saw him naked. I begged him. Even I have daughters like him. So what is the big deal?
He's grown up now, Mama. He is grown. He's a man. He's my husband.
All that you have been doing all these years has not brought anything. Since you know how to do it, why have you not given birth to so many children all these years?
Mama, because I am not God. I am not God that gives children. God gives children. He has not given me yet.
Why has he he giving you? Dave, we need to fast and pray. Babe, your mother is leaving this night. She has to go. She has to leave this house. I cannot continue like this. Babe, I cannot.
Can you calm down? Can you calm down?
I am not coming down. I said your mother has to go. You're telling me to calm down. Calm down as in how? She has to leave this night.
Babe, can you calm down?
This house cannot contain me and her.
Can you calm down?
She has to go.
Can you go? Just calm down.
I cannot calm down. Why are you asking me to calm down? Didn't you see what you did? I should calm down for what? I don't get it. Okay.
Previously.
This is how I like my tea. Mama, what exactly are you doing? What are you doing with all this? What are you trying to do to me in this house? Are you trying to frustrate me? You are a woman. Are you trying to chase me out of my husband? What are you trying to gain, Mama, with all this you are doing? This is how I like my tea. Or is there anything wrong with that? By emptying the full tin of milk and Milo. That's how you like it. Last time I checked, I'm still in my son's house. And I can't remember he complaining about how I eat or what I eat. And I know he brings the money for everything. Why are you troubling me? Babe! Babe! Your mother is drinking tea.
Is there anything wrong with that?
Babe, your mother is drinking tea. Come and have a look. She emptied the tin of milk and Milo. Look at it. I got this yesterday.
Babe, we can always replace this.
Really? This is just the 10th day of the month, babe. So that means you might as well increase the monthly money by 10 times 10, right? Good son. Well done.
But Mama, you could have just used this cup for your tea.
Which cup? This small cup?
Yes.
But you know me quite well that this is too small. This is how I take my tea in the village. Or are you not too poor that you cannot afford beverages for me? Hey!
Previously.
Mama, what's this? Calm down, Mama, please go to the back. Let me sit there. Calm down like her. What do you mean by calm down? Don't get stop disrespecting me. I am your mother-in-law. Wow, you're my mother-in-law. Stop disrespecting me, Mama. I am your daughter-in-law and your son's wife. I have to sit in front. I am your husband's mother. Mama, please go to the back now. For what? Go to the back and sit at the back. I'm supposed to be here. Why should I go to the back and sit at the back? I am his wife. Oh, God has joined together. Let no man put asunder. Mama, please go. I'm not putting anything asunder. I gave birth to him. carried him in my womb for 9 months, breastfed him, paid his tuition, sent him abroad, and suffered to make sure he becomes the man he is today.
I am his wife. I've been taking care of him, good and bad days. We built this whole thing. Babe, please excuse me. Talk to your mother. So you cannot come here and
Talk to your wife.
For you to stop.
Talk to your wife.
Mama,
what?
Babe, see.
Who are you? You're supposed to be having this over. Talk to your mother.
Okay, Mama, please. Can you just go out?
Get it now.
Exactly. Let's go out in peace.
How? Babe, this is wrong. This is not happening. Mama, calm down. Please go to the back.
Then drag me out. Drag me out.
Mama, I will not touch you. Please calm down.
Of course you cannot.
Okay, fine. Change the first thing that is causing this problem. Babe, check, drive.
Look at how you're making it sound.
Please, for peace to reign, let me sit at the back. Please. Mama, I'll sit in the front.
If my son is sitting at the back, I'm here with him. Please, shift to the other side. Let me sit.
What did you say?
I'm sitting here with my husband.
What did you say?
I'm sitting here with my son.
And that automatically makes me your driver. Do I look like a car woman to you people?
My son, shift.
Mama, is it that you sit at the front and we go? Or I go back inside?
Please, can I have my car keys?
Can I have your car keys? This
Can I have my car keys, my friend? Can I have my car keys?
This outing is over. You won't tell me that now. You won't treat me like trash now. What? Your mother should sit in front. Why? What was the meaning of that rubbish?
Oh, you are watching her. Hey. Hey.
What kind of a family is this now? Where did I get you wrong now? Where did I even get you wrong now? Now I want to take my mother and my wife out is a problem now. Babe! Mama! They even locked me out. Babe!
Anyone to answer? Oye nyina na yahwe video no. Mohwa maame no, ni kunu ne maame no. Odonti na ode ye adwuma na na se eye denti na maame ne oye nia oye no. Modwe hu sen yes.
Enyodo.
Because
I feel say ni ba no wo sikanti no. O didi o se no. So no se ono no so ha no. Enyodo no de yes.
Nti enye do ne ba no nti na ma na yes. Okay. Yo. Small boy bi wa ha wa man nsa so msra mo man the microphone man.
No, please.
Yes. One carry. Okay, yo. Oh, munchra mo adwen active. Yes. Oh. Wait.
Abacho enyodo.
Enyodo.
Is audience or banning to me won't on Pelbana said.
Okay. O say na say awo na money ama ano ho ya ye nahi na wafa kwan bi so na otete no nkyere no wan na betimi a kyere den na modwen efa ho ya worry so wasi aba na oye say a dempa na obedwen afa abayo isu de bia na kuma wo soro gidi den na mo so modwen efa ho mohwa asenia ono so obisi ankono anka ne abayo na ye cry comedies ankomo nko nti Kristo ni YPG ni ba wasi aba wawari ase odi sa adwumai den na obeye wono nyina mo beda fom na ne moye muhu fi ana se den na bekoso.
There is another underlying issue that dragged the whole thing to this level. So I believe the best thing is, as a man, you sit your wife and then your mother down to look at the issue, iron it out. Unlike that, there will be this back and forth all the time. So I believe there's an issue. And it's about sitting them down. It's about negotiation.
So he said negotiation, finding a middle ground and speaking to people. Okay. Why biom na wa adwenkyerɛ foforɔ?
But imagine says like it will be a page and do.
Mami ni pɛduane paa o. Okay. Ono so se mami ni na nipo tumi num Milo tin baako Milo milk tin baako at a sitting. Eno mi gidi si e de Milo ye nyina ye wo hakra be no ma bi aka o. Nso nipa baako tumi num a yare akra na opa ma no. Ai. Okay, when na wa adwenkyerɛ biom.
Yo, but I'm that's my ginger got when is say Mamina never be my worry or bano. The one and my man pay or bana about and nasi. And you want Pamo say cool, but actions no be a chrono. I have my woman ya quantina about nasi. And I bet man so here is how you feel or lucky maturity. In a sense, I won't know what we read, and I want me any sir. And couples of one can anymore, my minimum poor. So about most a pretty about Kuya. What's it about down say? We see and couldn't say, young couldn't say. But they keep you out there, it's like what I know I meet. That not as my or dinner me on Bassa ABB, I don't make a say, me buy my wono. I feel our catching me training. And I hear so the way you could do when you bought Bianca and to up on the BC and the police grab if you. But although I'm meaning Yama Nasi Bano, ɛna ɔde yɛ saa sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ ɔntena aware no ase. 2 awo a ɛmbɛ mu no nso wɔn sɛ maame no ka sɛ wonim yɛ ade nkyina didadae na wɔnwo ɔba biara mba efie ha ɛ awo so ka na abatan bi no ma ɛgyegye wɔn ase ba ɛni wɔ fie nti yɛsɛ yɛ netu ho fo na yɛsua bibi firi mu sɛ nyɛ bibia na yɛ kyerɛ pɛ saa Nyankopɔn akwan bebree ma nipa nti wo yɛ ɔbatan na bibi sa kɔ so a nka sɛ ɔba no wonya sika bi nti ɔba foforɔ ɛbɛdi ɔba sika saa mmenu so dwen sɛ mahwɛ bɛma na ma wɔnyɛ wie afei ɔba foforɔ ɛna ɔba sosɔ egu n'enum ɛnyɛ sɛ na ɔtan bebree wɔ hɔ nti de wa na ɔmpɛ n'asɛm no ɔpɛ kwan bɛ so pɛ sɛ ɔmfifie hɔ na nka ɔmpa ɔba foforɔ mfa mbra ka na ɔntumi nka madwen kyerɛ no no.
Okay. Na senia debia na ne yere no nakoma ebo periperiwe enkofa BP mbre no. Na ne ba no so debia ne maame tete omo yi enkofa adwendwen mbre obia. Ne na okay. Then na here. Inti den na moso modwen fa ho debia entokwa yi debia gidigidi efia yeti mu debia ntokwa be ma ye nkofa adwendwen bi mbre no ma ne BP no be ya debia nakoma wosri eno so emfa adwendwen bi amre no den na modwen fa eno so ho bi ankyere na adwen kwan fufuro bi wo ho anka omo betimi afa so edi akasa asem we.
Okay, thank you. Looking at the scenario, all of them are at fault in the sense that, first of all, the man is irresponsible because your mom is your mom. You should be able to put your mother in check. And then the wife, she could have gone about it in a better way. In the sense, you can see, mama no, neni dahona oye dioye. So you don't also react at that moment. So sometimes the best is to ignore. Then when you meet your husband alone, then you tell him all that is on your mind and tell him to talk to his mom. But in this case, it looks like no matter how many times she even tells the husband will not do anything about it. So if she's still interested in the marriage, all you have to do is consciously ignore her all the time. For instance, the Milo case, no one tied her to the chair. Just get up and go. Let her, if she wants to bath it, she should bath it. How long will she drink the Milo? If you drink the whole thing today and tomorrow you don't get it, you can go and ask your son, he will get to another thing. But if you ask me, I'll say, oh, Mommy, please go to my husband, he'll give you some. So with this one, she has to deal with it with wisdom, which I think she didn't do, because always counteracting whatever the woman says is never going to help. Yeah, so Rebecca said, why am I now broso? Onto me and Taki. If I were in a similar situation, honestly, I would ignore. And the mother-in-law, I think everybody knows that what she's doing is not the best. But sometimes they also behave like that because they think they love their children. So in as much as we are judging the woman, to her, it is her way of showing her son that she loves him. So it's not one-sided as well. Everybody is showing their love. The son is showing he loves his mother, he loves his wife. The wife is showing she loves the husband. Mother-in-law is showing she loves the son. So it is a wrong love triangle. Thank you.
Thank you. But sometimes, okay, there is a hand up. There is a hand at the back.
I don't think the mother loves the son, because if she really, really, really loves the son, I don't think she'll enjoy the son being miserable in his own house, because you are tormenting the wife. Do you want the son to be happy about you tormenting his wife? I don't think so. So the love, dear, even if she loves the son, I think it will be 5%.
It depends on how everybody interprets love. For somebody, the way they interpret love might sound frustrating for someone else, but that is how they feel they are expressing the love. But whether the love they are expressing is appropriate or not is another question altogether. Okay.
Yeah, Mommy, I think, and from what Emanuela said, I think she feels the woman is tormenting the girl.
The son.
Yes, no, she feels the woman is tormenting the daughter-in-law because to her, she is showing love to the son. But to us, we might feel she is tormenting. We might be blaming the woman, but in her mind, she feels, oh, I'm showing love to my son. I love my son. I've taken care of him since infancy. And then I also feel that sometimes we enter into marriage with some kind of mindset. Mothers and then their daughter-in-laws, daughters and then their mother-in-laws. They enter the marriage, they have their own mindset, regardless what happens. Mother-in-laws are witches. Regardless what happens, daughter-in-laws are not good. So when that happens, whether they do good, whatever they do, you see it as bad. Like what Abita said, our sister said, the woman should have handled it differently. Because if the mother-in-law is behaving in a certain way, you can just ignore and it will bring peace.
Sometimes in an environment like this, when you consistently ignore and the stresses in the environment are not changing, it can lead to a full-blown depression or psychological challenge or anxiety disorder or one machine. Because onim what next and mother-in-law no beye into your no what time biana wabu prim time biana niye machine na eno moso na kofa BP ne diabetes ne yare fufro a brain dipano. Inti we've discussed the negatives. What are some of the things you think all of them could do in solving this problem? There is a problem here. We've dissected the problem. Inti senya akoye ni yebeside ni ya solve a problem we. Mother-in-law nte no wase. Daughter-in-law nte no wase. Nebano aye confused. Be me aye confused na. Ohunia onye. Ontumi nwa de krunti a omonte omohwase. Then na yebeya a situation like this, yebetumi de asumdwe abem. Obia nchre naji.
I believe there are barriers and limitations in every aspect of life. So if you are going overboard, that is when the next person will say that you are stepping on my toe. In this situation, all of them are behaving anyhow. They don't know their barrier. They are just doing things anyhow. So like I said from the onset, they need an upper hand or like see them somewhere, then they talk about the issue because it's like they don't know their rules. So it's like this one feels you are stepping on my toe. Oh, okay, this one will say I will ignore. But then the thing is hurting you. You are a human being. You cannot just ignore. So it's about defining rules for each person and then knowing where you are supposed to be at a time.
Exactly. What he's saying is that in every relationship, there is boundaries. And boundaries is what informs to what extent we can go and to what extent we cannot go. Or kase relationship biya muno ewo obia baby otumi hu se metumi kokodu ahade mi ntumi nkonkodu ha ebi ni se meba aware sisi a waware die na wedu ni mpanim fie so ano no nti se me ko ni fie a ewo se me hu se enye sa small boy ni fie na me ko biom se me na metiti no me na me dware no me na me hu na deje o sisi a wenyi waware nti se me du ni fie a ewo se me hu ne se penimu nti penimu a one ne yire wodem Ni kwan se mi bora dani musa. Mebo kokoko. Ye beche so amen. Ni ye bisa me mama ne. Na ya kase twen ye ba bremu ansa waba. Those are the boundaries. It doesn't matter how much you love your son. It doesn't matter how much you've suffered and everything. When you wa worry dear, na nimpenim fiesu ena wadu no. Inti se we ye bad time dear. I was say we di obuo emano. Ye manu susa. What the hey Jai, we are mebo say. But only do baby, I want to be near hey Jai mabu bium. When you almost nase, na only your makasa. I sa sunete when ye wa worry sisia wa ye nipa penimu. Into winning the bekasa, I was say wumu kwaya, winning the bekasa so. But ebia mami we oni santi asieno. Onyanya santi asieno. Inti nipa sano. Ebi obehia kasa kyerɛ kakra. Ne ba no betimine na kasa. Ana se omutumi de kodan ne ferifuo bi ana obi a oferi no. Na omune na kasa se mone me maame nkasa mame. Dem ana betimine ne maame akasa. Obetimi apɛ ne ferifuo bi so na one na ba be kasa. Na ni subai ne ye no. So bejaya wejai. And now no moti omawari ase na waba. Inti waba di ebeye deya obeko. Inti mo bepa kwan biso na mo dada na eja mo asan ama nako ama mo asuma dwom. Oba no so odi k sa na obefa yare. We hu se nipa we waye no ho mejejefo. O pemia jeje mekeke. Ana nipa we no on tia wariase. Ohun baby and the boundaries started. And na baby and the boundaries no end. Inti nipa sa no niama ni bi wo ho a oya wo nsoso no so. Wo soso no so no na wo empower no wo ma na wonding ema ne de jeje wo more. O jeje wo more no so na with psychological peace and all this step. Into be na why distressed. Uko adwuma mkwa untimi nya adwuma. Na wotete ho de bia na obuafu. Inti wanhwe ya wo de abufuo ni fifia na de akogu wo colleagues ana wo workers so adwuma because why are frustrated. Inti bibisa no ya the wisdom na ya the handle. Ena yeshe all sides nia obia eya emmoa na yede kasa kyerɛ ene ntoboase ne yede aye adwuma no ba se obia ye ke won say lady no that crowd of us kind so the beponity yet sa yet has that crowd better na wakunu inti say yankama asumdwe anya juma ntem na ya nye ama mami enfifie ho ntem a edi how beba inti near psychologically from a psychological perspective as a psychologist no senior meboa amomo ahwe senior ekono yo Pacho bi wa adwenkyerɛ bi a ɔmfa nka ho na yɛnhwɛ the next video no.
So, Auntie, I think some of mother-in-laws like this, you even go and call in a third person, and then your case has spoiled. So, what of as a wife, you use your tools, I will emotionally blackmail you. If it is still not, I mean my husband, because with mother-in-law, there's nothing you can do that would ever change her mind. And then two, maybe if it comes to worse, husband, you have to choose between me and your mom. It's either your mother or me. So make up your mind. If you want your mother, I'm going. If you want me, let your mother go. But if we give you time and you're not able to make up your mind, I'll go.
Okay. Your point is well taken. But before we get to that stage, we should explore all the options available to us and then make sense out of it. Don't forget that you are a child of God and you have the weapon of prayer. And so when you've exhausted all available means and this person seems not to understand, you can pray your mother-in-law out of your house. I was listening to a pastor and he said something very profound. She said, what to say, obiaje konfoireda? What to say, esi etumi aje konfoireda? Nansu Christopher madebia obiaje yekunu. Meanwhile, we have the weapon of prayer to protect our home, to protect our marriage. So when we explore these means, and this woman seemed not to still understand what is happening, I am sure that we have a more superior power, that is prayer. And we can use prayer to take care of all our needs for us. So it's important in situations like this, we are not in a hurry to pack our things, but rather bring more prayer into the process. That kromo wa ho no abe pack you say oko ombapo biom. Eno no. Na masa. So in situations like this, don't let us forget when we are confronted with them that one, we can speak, two, we can have decent discussions and help everybody to understand their boundaries in the relationship. And then we can pray as well. So when we employ these tools, I am sure we would make progress. Thank you. Please, can we watch the next one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, welcome. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, Mom, and you?
I'm good too.
Good afternoon, Ma.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, Ma.
Mom, this is the lady I've been telling you about. The lady my heart beats for. My everything, the love of my life. IJ, my mom.
Oh, she is such a pretty girl.
I know.
You've always had eyes for good things, you know, just like your father.
But of course, I mean, if I don't take after my father, who else would I take after?
What is wrong with this one? What are you feeling like now? Because you managed to find a girl that will tolerate your coconut head. Please, sit down.
Thank you, Ma.
Sit.
Hilarious, goodness.
Eskele bebe, si ole bebe.
Why now? IJ, why don't you have manners like this?
Me?
Yes, you. How can you be such a brat now? Is this how you sit at home and your mother sweeps for you? No, now. You don't have home training at all. You can't marry my son, no. You. IJ, stand up.
Oh, why now?
Stand up! Get out of my house. Hey!
Babe!
What?
do you mean?
Why didn't you collect the broom from my mom when she was sweeping?
Wait. Dan, please do not tell me you do not think that what your mother did in there was wrong.
What did she do? My mom was sweeping her house. Perhaps she was even putting you to a test.
Testing? Testing me? As per what? That I'm a maid who's looking for a job? That your mother considers me a domestic help who needs to prove her cleaning skills before being employed into the family?
Excuse me? That is my mom you're speaking about, right? You know, my mom was sweeping. You sat there. You crossed your legs, pressing your phone, smiling as what? The Queen of England that you are, right? Courtesy demands that you pick up the broom from her and sweep.
Courtesy?
Yes.
You want to talk about courtesy down? In my culture, courtesy demands that you do not sweep the same area where a guest is seated. Courtesy also demands that before guests come into your home, you make the place clean, you make it warm, you make it hospitable to them, and that sweeping the same area where your guest is seated in isn't directly telling them they're not welcome. Besides, it's not like the place was even dirty.
Well, in my culture, a woman who wants to get married to a man will do everything, must do everything to prove to her will-be in-laws that she is homely, domesticated and respectful. You were put to a test and you failed woefully.
Oh, really? I failed?
Yes.
So why didn't you tell me you were looking for a maid, not a wife? Why? In my culture, Dan, you make a guest feel welcome. In my culture, Dan, you do not make a guest feel like they're not needed in that space. And please do not tell me that you do not know, as educated as you are, that what your mother did in there was abominable.
What is abominable is you misusing the opportunity for you to prove yourself as a wife material to my mother. And frankly, I really do not know what you're going to do to redeem yourself from this mess. and what was funny? Did I say something that is funny? Am I a clown?
Dan, please. Whatever makes you think that I want to redeem myself? Dan, what gives you the impression that I want to spend the rest of my life with a man who considers domestication, cleaning, sweeping as a standard, a yardstick for getting a good wife? You know what? I am done. Goodbye, Dan.
To hell with you.
To hell with you too.
Rubbish.
Okay, so we have the privilege of watching the second one, and I would want us to share our thoughts on them quickly. Some of the JY people will be going to school tomorrow, so that we can close early. So what are our thoughts on this? Yes.
Okay, to me, I don't agree with the woman to a point.
Which of the women now?
Because
which of the women?
Okay, the
mother,
girlfriend.
The girlfriend.
Yes, but to a point, I agree with her. Why would you even say you want to test her? That's one. And secondly, fine. What if you tested her and she passed? Yet she's not like that. You get married to her and she doesn't do all these things. That one too is there. So it's not always that maybe you think when I bring her to my mom, I will test her whether she knows how to cook, whether she knows how to sweep, clean. Since you've been with her for a while, I think you should know all these things before you even sending her to your mom at the first place. But she also talking back at the woman was very disrespectful of her too. Yeah, but the man too, yeah, as she was saying that you're supposed to clean the house and do all those things. As the man rightly said, they were trying to test her to see whether she was actually a wife material. But to me, I don't really see that as a test because I can go and clean everywhere, cook for the whole family for 1 month, do everything you want me to do. Yet when you get married to me, you see something different. What about that?
Yeah. Okay. Well-made point that she feels that the situation for testing the premise is not fair, and that she can clean. she will scrub the floor and you can even see the floor sparkling because she wants to be married. Once she's married, then you will see real character. So she feels that the testing thing is not, it's neither here nor there. Okay, so who else is having some other view?
I believe there's a cultural clash over here. All of us are coming from different backgrounds. The way you see things is different from the way I see things. So for you to test me based on where you are coming from, there's a question mark there. Besides, from the girlfriend point of view, this is your mother-in-law. And common courtesy and then what's the name? Common sense should tell you that this is a woman that is sweeping. Taking the broom from her to show courtesy or something, I believe it wouldn't change anything at all. But then if you also hold on that you are highly educated and blah, 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 this is what you are taught and all those kind of things, and you don't look down on petty things, and you want to, based on certain things that you grow up believing, and you don't want to change, then excuse me, you are ill-mannered.
Okay, so he is saying that there is a cultural clash here, but even irrespective of the cultural clash, he was thinking that the lady could have taken the broom and sweep anyway, but her inability to do that means she's ill-mannered. Okay, who else is having a contrary view to what he is saying?
From my side, I think the cultural aspect wouldn't really come in because marriage is a union between families. So you need to more or less sacrifice, if compromise, so that it works. So if maybe from where you come from, you are not supposed to help a mother sweeping, and then you come and meet this situation, you can compromise because the marriage journey will be such that you have to be compromising for the rest of your life. So I don't think just helping her in this instance is something she could do, but she didn't want to do.
But she said in her culture, if you do that, is an indication that the person is unwelcome. So could it be
that's where the issue is.
Yes, could it be that she's confused whether she's welcome or not? Is there a possibility like that?
Yes.
What I also observed, I can say that the lady was trying to cover up, because even if in your background or what he describes as cultural disciplines which seem to be different from that of his gentleman, common courtesy should let you know that when an elderly person is doing something, at least you would have to extend some kind of help. So I don't see it here. What I want to communicate through is that though we may have our differences, but there are common grounds where we can learn simple things that can help us in our lives. And so if you base our principles on what I know, what I am being taught from my background, what my parents have taught me, we will fail. Because from what the lady was doing, you could see that he has a problem with attitude. You could see that she has a problem with attitude. Being on phone whilst your in-law is sweeping. If you are not even trained in that manner, at least prove something. Show something. So it's a lesson to all of us. You may have your differences, all right. But I am also foreseeing that, per what we are also observing from the video, I may have my differences, all right. but maybe from our family background, so there are things that we are not communicating well to our children, or we are not learning right. Because if she has gotten that informal training, he would have known that though we have cultural differences, but there are certain things that we need not do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So, what about the gentleman and the lady? Their confusion. So, all of a sudden, they've broken up, just like that.
Please, what I think is that before, in a relationship, before we take our partners to our family, we have to study and know them. Before we take them for the test, you have to know who your woman is. You have to know who your wife is, your man is. Before you say that, oh, I'm taking this person to my mother, knowing who your mother is or who your father is and what test they will take them through. So if you know your partner, you know that, no, this one, if I take her there, she'll not pass. So if you go and your mother is behaving some way, you know that she's like that already. You can also explain to your mother, or before you go, you can tell her that, oh, this is how it's going to be, you, knowing who the person is. So before you go there, I think we should know each other and be friends with our partners before we go and we will fail the test. They should teach us what. Thank you.
Okay. Can I get two people? Two people. Can I get two people here and get two chairs for me? I want to demonstrate something quickly. Two chairs and two people. Okay. And the second person, come with your phone. Okay. I'm coming. Assuming this person, okay, it's having a friend, okay, and she's going to visit this friend to share a challenge with her. Okay. So, these are two friends that one is visiting the other to share with her concern in the office. Just 30 seconds, something, just to buttress what we are doing.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
Okode.
Boko, yo.
Nanse mi office de me kwa me ninje kwa. Yen boss o ha yen sa. Ejuma ni ho kra no hwehwe bi ma. En wo pese on da baby kra na on jo ho kakra on jo ho me kakra. Na o de ejuma house
ba. Hello.
Eh.
Yes, oh, Debbie. Obi na best shame sa no. Oh, can be been to
Chenka.
Oh dear. We are the matter. Okay, sure. Now
me kase me boss na sen die.
Ojo video ways is here.
Oh, unso tie.
Se me tie me se hwade keke. Oh. Yes.
O de chese na me kan kran hu.
Anya I'm so shy, dear.
Me quit man and say, insenting me befia no my stress. No, you me crying yet day. Me one ma. Me who you know I'm person me befia.
Yama me ko toy. No boarding. Can I enjoy one? Hey, sorry. Now come baby.
Insist say cry dear. O dear can't say now can I hear me can cross say who.
Oh, when who hear me like I drink you want them meet you.
Thank you so much. You've done very well. You've really helped my work. And the one who visited the friend to share the story with, how did you feel? Hello? How did you feel sharing a story with somebody who wasn't listening and wasn't paying attention? Exactly. You felt unlistened to, unheard, not being concerned, and all that. And you know, with time, that is what the phones have turned us into. When our friends are even talking to us about important things, assuming you come to me and say, oh, Auntie Gladys, I want to talk to you about something. And I'm holding my phone, and I quickly put the phone down and I start listening to you. How do you feel? It gives you a sense of importance. But that is what we do with our phones nowadays. At church, pastor is preaching, we are on the phone. We are in school, we are on the phone. Our parents are talking to us, we are on the phone. In between times, we are on the phone. There was a time in a restaurant, I saw something, I started laughing. A lady and a gentleman who had come to the restaurant perhaps to have some time and also chat. And both of them were on their phones throughout the time they were sitting there. And I was watching and I was wondering, so at what point would you build a relationship? You went to your in-laws' house, your would-be in-laws' house. You've had your phone all along. So can't we put the phone down for a moment and concentrate and be here just for that time you are here? And that is the problem with most of us, especially our generation Zoomers, our Gen Z, our current generation. We just can't put the phone down to concentrate for a moment. And it's affecting our attention span. Because the phone had to be playing, the mind had to be racing. And you know, the phone, as we watch, is giving the mind something to think and raise and meditate on it. Regenerative health is saying that at least every day, have 10 minutes uninterrupted quietness. And it's good for the brain. Perhaps if she could put the phone even down and observe what was going on in her environment, she could pick the dynamics around her. She could pick the dynamics, what is going on, and that would inform her what decision she could make. Because she was on the phone, she was actually disrupted and distracted. So she didn't know what was going on. She just found herself in the midst of it, and the mother was saying, calling her, she was still on the phone laughing. So when they asked her to move out, immediately, naturally, you will get angry. It's an impulse reaction. So what I picked from this is we being mindful. You know, relationships are created in between times. Formerly, you sit in a trotro, a taxi, and by the time you get off, you've learned something or two about the person you sat with. Nowadays, I gave somebody a lift some time ago, and the whole time the person was on the phone fidgeting with one thing or the other. And I felt it would have been a very good learning time for the person, because there was so much I could have given to the person. But the person chose to be on the phone throughout the journey. Unfortunately for us, somewhere along the line, Emma had the flat tire, and the person was quite close home, and the person just got down and said thank you and left me. And in fact, she came back to the office the following day, and she didn't even ask, "Oh ma, how did you manage to fix the tire? How did you get home?" or anything like that. Generation Zoomers and their challenges. And so these are things that if your attention is not drawn to it, you don't even realize is a problem. You think it's normal. People come to my office. Sometimes they meet me at the gate, and perhaps they are coming to see a psychologist or something, and then they enter the office. They meet me at the gate. They won't greet. Then they enter the office and so we're looking for a psychologist to talk to. And they said, the woman you saw, auntie, she just left. She's the one you can schedule an appointment with. Then you see the person running and chasing after me. Madam, I was coming to you. And I said, but when I greeted you, didn't even respond. And that is how come we end up missing out on great and big and huge opportunities as young people. Our manners, our attitudes. When we were growing, we had courtesy for boys and girls. Now the world is emphasizing on emotional intelligence. How intelligent you are emotionally. How you are able to perceive your own emotions and perceive that of others and be able to act appropriately in the environment. And so, for me, what I realized was that the inappropriate use of phone started all this trouble. Because she lost concentration for the reason for which she was there. And then the misunderstanding that ensued between the gentleman and the lady, I feel they were both not prepared. Because if they were prepared, they will find a middle ground to try and understand each other. And marriage is hard work. And it's already, if they can't already find a middle ground to solve their problem, maybe they may end up being wonderful couples if they could find problem-solving skills for themselves. And so that is one thing I would also encourage us to work on, our problem-solving skills. The lady could have, when the mother said, get up, "Oh ma, I'm so sorry. This could be a cultural difference. And I'm sorry if it didn't come across well. I'm sorry." So a lot of things end up going on. And as I said, the emotional intelligence, being able to perceive that this woman could be acting out of anger, and if I also act out of anger, the situation will get worse. And whether cultural differences or whatever, at the end of the day, let's put things in context. We are all Ghanaians, we are all Africans, and we place premium respect on the elderly. So all these things must be taken into consideration when making some of these decisions. But I think we have to improve on our problem-solving skills. We have to improve on our emotional intelligence and also the use of the phone. Niameka kosine se nanseimu bebia ye wo bia ye kita ye phone. Yet ifie kra ye wo phone no so. Nkola no wo tablet or mobile game and daddy wo ni phone so. Mommy wo ni phone so. Inti ni ekoso wo fie no kra ye hu ni ekoso. Because we are so busy with the phone. Abayo ni do ye no. Wako say ye ne ukuchia. Be present. Put the phone down and be present. And then amayo mi no demonstrate here. Ni anadam for no phone so all kasa ni ade no. She said she felt unheard. Inti ni a ekoso ni nyina no. The lady was not attentive. Na dwen ni ho say ya sheda kra ni ye pradia testing o say ya dia ni dan yo. Inti mpofim no hu ni a ekoso no. Ehwa no say was sorry act impulse which is natural. And no na anko ye na akofa how we nyina abrɛ no. Inti ye hwɛ nyina ni yesua bibi afim. Inti ye phone no ene ye nim se ne kan wetwie mo but our emotional intelligence senia wo be hu se bibi ekoso ubu yefu weni yaji all those kind of things emotions no how to know how to properly use them appropriately under circumstances enusu ehun ehia. And at any point in time, being able to perceive people's emotions and being able to perceive your own emotions. So, abaywa neni wonwa, and she realized, okay, I'm about getting angry, and under the circumstance, I have to be calm. So, Gladys, calm down. Calm down. Just calm down. Then, once you are calm, you are able to act appropriately. That is what we call the emotional intelligence. Inti niamedebeka ho enono. And I'm told we have a third and a final one. Okay.
Brother is breaking a wife to DJJ. So everybody behave yourself.
Okay, Dad.
We're here. Welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful.
Dancing, they are here. They are here.
Okay. This is so quiet.
Oh, she's beautiful. Let's see her face really well. Let's see her face.
Like a dino.
Oh, she's a beautiful girl.
Yes.
Mom! Dad! Let me get it. Mom, I'm here. Wait, you got it.
Why are we watching when we're supposed to go and see her face to face? Eh? Come on, let's go. Daddy, wait, Daddy. Hey! What? See. She's putting something in her pocket, in her bag. Huh? See what you want.
Daddy, she just kept the remote.
Maybe she wants to join the Wasn't you wait for us to serve her? Okay, this is a joke.
Yeah, maybe she's thirsty.
Timothy là-bas.
Are you the woman that my son wants to marry?
Yes.
Hi. Oh, okay. That's good. Let's change the TV channel for you, right? If I want to watch something else. Oh, the remote was somewhere around. Did you see it? No. You didn't see it? Okay.
Don't you think she'll be thirsty? I mean, we should give her Fanta. I kept one Fanta here before.
Okay, bring it.
Did you say it?
No. I didn't see anything.
Oh, there was Fanta here.
Oh, yeah. Mom prepared stick meat. Did you see it? So we can use it for steak.
There was one here before. I think there was one here before.
Oh, it's not there again. Did you see the toothpick? No, I didn't. I didn't see anything.
What about the cervix that was here? There was cervix here before.
Yeah, so she used it to clean her hand after
Yes,
eating.
yeah, definitely.
Did you see it? Dave, what is going on? What's all this? That's not even all. I dropped the AC remote here. Did you see the AC remote?
Yes, it's kind of hot. I think it's very
Yes,
I
didn't see anything. Dave, what's all this? I hate being in a place where things go missing. I don't like this. What's this? What's going on? Really? You didn't see it? Dave, you didn't see it? You didn't see it? You didn't see it?
Wait.
What? You didn't see it? Not again. What is all this? Sorry.
Yeah, hey. Come back. I think I know what the problem is. So it's not her fault. It's just that she's a kleptomaniac. They tend to steal things that they don't really need. Petty things. They can steal one leg of shoe. They can just look at that. Stealing serviette, remote. What for? It is a mental disorder that they cannot control. See, they could be really good people if well managed. But Dad, doesn't he have a cure? No cure. Sadly, no cure. But they can be well managed. Tell me, do you love this girl? I do. Then you can manage her. She may have great potentials. Listen, many of these people have been jailed, killed, jungle justice on the street because silly of maybe even Maggie. toothpaste, things that they can buy. We need to help her to come out of this. If you love her, I think I should go for her. Yes. Please. Stop crying. Stop crying, please.
I don't know what else to do. I've taken too many medications. I've gone to so many places, even spiritual houses. But nothing seems to be working. I'm tired. Just imagine if I embarrassed you in there, embarrassed myself.
No, you did not embarrass me. We are the fools to not have understood your situation. Stop crying. My parents are willing to give us the encouragement for us to walk down the aisle. I'll be through this with you, okay? I promise.
What are you saying?
They are willing. They said we can walk down the aisle together. You understand? Please. It's okay. Look, I love you. And I'll be through this with you, okay? Alright?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So the final one we've watched, they said the topic we are discussing this evening is, could it be love? So our views on the video we just watched, could it be love? What did we see from the video?
Okay, personally, I think the guy really cares about the lady, because some men, no matter how you explain to them, give them maybe online readings that this could be a sickness or what, they will still not accept it. But this also tells us that sometimes we shouldn't be quick to judge something if you don't really know it. Sometimes seeing it from afar is different from you getting closer to the person and really asking that, why are you doing this? This, if it happened in another home, that's the end. Nobody, because they don't even know at the first place that it could be a sickness or something. So that would be the end. So I think we shouldn't judge people from afar. We should get closer and ask them why they are doing certain things before we come to draw conclusions.
Has a view to share. She went to visit her fiancé's parents, and then she starts just stealing things and picking things. What would you say? If it's, would you want to continue with such a relationship and all that?
Mama, please, I think personally, they are very they mean to me. No, you see, choose your suffering. There are some suffering you can't. We are not. We don't want a perfect man or woman, but personally, okron for.
Where are your growth?
So, if it is yarekra, personally, I don't think I can. They always say choose your suffering. So I'll choose. I don't think this suffering I would want to endure it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, this cross I can't carry.
Okay. Could it be love?
Mama, personally, I think said the sister when you are far from the situation, it's different, and when you get closer, it's also different. So, Bemano parent who say this is how the thing is. Almost me explaining a trend. No, I think say if they can really help him.
Okay.
So I don't see say obetimi go ahead and
marry
go
her.
And marry, yes.
Okay. So, who else is of a different view?
From what we have also watched, I'm taking a moral lesson from this. That we shouldn't be quick to judge whatever one goes through in life, or whatever one is going through in life. There might be something behind it, and we should try our possible best to search and then find out the reason for which the person is behaving in a certain manner. Thank you.
Thank you. I always say that, assuming Jonah went home and tells his wife that, I was swallowed by the whale, and I was in the tummy of the whale for 3 days. Inti na mama fie no. Fitinene nansa na meshe bonsubiyam. Anapei na wafi miego mponano na mabefi. Which woman will believe the story? Ebetani and tokopoto. It might not make sense, but indeed he's telling the truth. So we have to be very careful when making judgments. But from what we watch, we call it an impulse control disorder. It's a mental health condition, a very complicated one as that. And they steal things not because of monetary gains, and not to go and sell and have money or anything. And the things they pick are sometimes very mundane things, but it comes with an impulse, an urge to do it. And sometimes they even pick it and return it back. It's a mental health condition. And if it's a mental health condition, then it can be managed with support. We can manage it with support. So I don't think we should be in a hurry to just judge people and then move on. But one thing we also have to be mindful of is the gentleman himself will also have to go through some form of therapy and counseling on how to deal with someone like this and how to support her. It might come with some frustration or something of that sort. But if he's counseled and he understands and he wants to support her through the process, there would be no one to stop her from doing that. There are big people who are suffering from kleptomania, but because they are managed, they are able to go through life and deal with their challenges. So I also want to say that when you are dating somebody and you see a challenge, it is not a time to run away. It's also a time to explore and find out how you can solve this problem. And as somebody also said, sometimes I am untumi, and by force. Nobody is forcing you to stay on if you can't. But if you really love the person and you want to explore and you feel you can give the person support, as the man said, such people are very wonderful people. So they can be very wonderful people, but this is the downside. And with proper support, they could be managed. So on that note, I believe we've learned a lot today. Okay, someone has a question, a contribution. Yes.
Is it genetic inheritance?
Yes.
Because if I end up marrying such a person, and there's a possibility that one of my child will end up being a thief, then obviously. uh-huh.
The cause is not really known, but with every ailment, there could be some genetic predisposition or composition. So that possibility cannot be ruled out entirely. It is possible there can be genetic composition.
There's an adage that who are you for?
But no, permutations, sometimes a person can have a disorder and will not pass it on to their genes. So we can't also be so sure that okay.
Thank you. Looking through all that we've seen today, one thing that I realized with our younger sisters and brothers of late is that you are dating someone, yet you don't talk. It's all about, oh, take me out, send me this, use me, post me. But you don't talk about issues. For instance, the lady who they had cultural issues, if they had talked, you would have known that, oh, from my husband's area, this is what they do. They would have known before that point, because you said you are going to get married. So if you are going to get married and as at that time, you don't even know what your culture is, then what are you going to do? So my sisters and brothers, talk to your to-be husbands and to-be wives, because certain things are there. You don't talk about it, then you marry, then you are surprised. Then you see someone who do the status, marriage is a sham. Marriage was a scam. Marriage is not a scam. You were doing lovey-lovey in the beginning. You were looking at how the guy was always flashy, how the lady has her hips. Nowadays, they are even fake hips. You were only looking at those, how good he is in bed. Friday night, he will take you out. And marriage is not about out and all those things. Talk about the children. Talk about how your mother is. If the first couple, if they had talked, the wife should have known that, oh, my husband's mother, maybe they are so attached. So when we marry, certain things like this are going to, you will know if you talk to your husband or your boyfriend. If your boyfriend is always doing my mother this, my mother that, maybe when you were going out, if you even have a discussion, he goes to seek his mother's consent. If you talk, you will know. If you marry, it won't stop because he has married you. If you even want to give birth to 2 children, he can go and ask his mother, Ma, we want to have 2 children. Is it okay? Can you stay in such a marriage? You will be frustrated. So please, let's talk to our partners and stop looking at the status and sending me credits, FaceTime and all that. Please, Adam Akuma Swache, thank you.
Thank you. And that's a very valid point, that when we are courting, let us make time to get to know ourselves. Let's get to know each other. The courtship time is not the sex time. It's not a time to get involved in sexual intimacy. You know, sex has a way of just blocking you from seeing reality. I say the Bible predates time. If God is saying don't do it, he has a reason for saying wait for the appropriate time, because it clouds your judgment. All of a sudden, things you could have easily seen, you don't see them anymore. And then the fear of, menene mijana obi fufuro besane me abedanti de mamentna hosa. So what's hosa now they are worried, then it starts being problems for you. So it's important that we use the courtship time to talk. You may not know everything, but at least you can pick some signals and pick some important information that will help you. So let us use the courtship time to study each other, to know each other. And nowadays, the HIV is on the rise. The HIV is on the rise. Hepatitis B is on the rise. So you can't just get married to anybody without knowing their status. And so if you are courting and you're already sleeping together, you are endangering your life. You are endangering your life. So it's important that let the courtship be free of sexual intimacy so that you are able to see and see well. When you decide, I want to move on, you know, say, and when you are ready to marry, please check your status. It's very important because the HIV is on the rise between the ages 18 to about 32. That is where the bulk of the HIV is now. So you can't just assume because we are in church, everything is okay. No. When you are ready to marry, get tested and know your status, and as much as possible, abstain. It shouldn't be difficult because we are Christians and we know what the Bible is saying already. So if it's becoming difficult to abstain, I understand. Look for a professional Christian psychologist, counselor, and talk to so that you are helped with coping skills and mechanisms that will help you to abstain till you marry. It's very important we do that. So on that note, I would want to say thank you very much. It's been an interactive session. I have learned a lot, and I believe you've also learned a lot. Thank you.
Please, we can do better. Let's keep clapping for our mama. Hey. I'm sure they never catch your mommy. Yamishra. Please, we'll continue this program by taking our offering. So please, let's rise as we sing. NCI.